to today's edition of the program, Counting the Years in Love. If you're joining us for the very first time, this is a program about couples. We bring them to come share their marital experiences with us, how they weather through the storm, their wow moments, how they enjoy when it's beautiful and when it's not going too well. How do they manage these and more on the program? And today we have an amazing couple. I'll introduce them after the break. I am E. Wonder. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's so good to know that you're watching, and this program has really been impacting lots of people from the feedbacks that we get. I want to say continue to watch, bring your friends, your loved ones, people you know are going through marital challenges. This is just the right program for them. You never can tell how it will impact their lives. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, straight up, we're going into our conversation today, and my guest couple is Mr. and Mrs. Sylvester Oliwona. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
We're so delighted to have you come on board.
Okay.
Madam, you look very quiet. Are you always like this?
No, I talk when it's necessary.
When it's necessary, but you have this quiet disposition. All right, welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right, how long have you been married?
Oh, 23 years.
Wow, 23 years. Still counting.
Yes, last month.
Wow, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, this is really good, really good. All right, so Ma, how did you meet?
He actually followed a friend to my house to ask for hand in marriage for my senior sister. So then I was quite young, and then the guy kept coming and my sister keeps saying no. The family, everybody keep coming and they keep saying no. But along the line, he became friends to my sisters, but they are all my seniors.
Okay.
So when they come, they interact. Me, I will just be on my own.
The quiet person that you are.
I'm Fafa Junior.
Okay.
But one day I was in my mommy's shop and I saw him, so I was like, Uncle, good afternoon. Every other person is at home. It was on a Sunday. I said, every other person is at home. I'm the only one here. He said, no, I actually came to see you. I said, He sat down. I said, when you finish what you're doing, I want to talk. Then he said, God told him that I am his wife. I said,
Let her go come and tell me.
So he told me, he said, I just want to tell you, I'll come back for my answer in 11 days' time. And he left.
Sorry, why were you particular about the 11 days period? What's so special about 11 days? You're just laughing.
The main job has been done because growing up, I grew up as a church boy.
Okay.
Yes, I don't do.
And you see the church book, a church man.
I'm not a church man now. So I don't do anything without praying. And I've prayed about it. It was settled in my mind. I knew it was the will of God. So before I took the first step at all, it was settled in my mind. But the issue will be, then was, what will be her response?
Okay.
So that was why I took time out to pray. And when God said move, so I just moved straight to her and I told her, I said, look, this is what I'm hearing. Okay. And I looked at my calendar. It wasn't a spiritual date anyway. It was something I made up because I was to travel for 4 days within the period. So the time I was going to arrive would be 11 days from that day that I was there. So I said I will collect my answer in 11 days.
Okay.
Yes, it wasn't.
11 days, not
That
5,
means
not 10,
you
not
won't see
7,
me
not
until
2
after
weeks,
11
you know?
days. So go and pray,
Okay.
get your own
Correct.
confirmation. Come
Wow.
on.
Okay, so back to you. So within the period, how long did it take you to know, to be convinced that, yeah?
At first, first 3 days, I was troubled because as a young lady or girl, I will put it that way, nobody. My mommy trained us that she tells us that you get to a stage when you even open up for that. So nobody has walked up to me, no boyfriend, nothing, and somebody just said,
Want to marry?
they want to marry me, and my senior sisters are there. So I was looking at him, the same class with my seniors, not even my class at all. So our first 3 days I was worried, and I was actually praying. I was saying, God, what is this? I don't even know, and I can't even tell my mommy because I was thinking, what will she tell me? Or what will I explain? How did I get to that point? But the 3rd day, she was suspecting me. My mommy said, young lady, tell me what is eating you up. This is the 3rd day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speak now or never. Tell me, said I have done something wrong.
Oh, she's that kind of.
Said I have done something wrong. Or what have you gotten into? 3 days now, I'll be watching you.
Wow.
And not yourself. So that
She must really be a very, very observant
I
mother.
told myself, I said, I have to knock this thing off my head because I don't have the confidence to confront my mommy with it. So I had to flush it out of my mind. But I think on the 9th day or so, I remember I had a dream. In that dream, I was the bride and he was the groom. But it was funny. I should have 3 senior sisters, but one was missing. So in that dream, I was shouting, I said they should call my elder sister for me to tie my head in. So when I wake up, I say, oh God, I thought I've overcome this uncle with his wahala. What kind of a dream is this? So I kept it to myself. So by the time it came in the 11th day, he now asked me, what is your answer? I told him, I said, well, I prayed. And when my mommy wants to suspect me, I stop praying. And I stopped thinking about it. I said, I had a dream, and this is the dream that I had. He said, is that not a yes? I said, I won't give you yes yet. Go and tell my mommy. If she accepts, fine. But mind you, I am still young. So he now said, it's not in a hurry.
Okay. So, Uncle, at what point did we get her to become your bride?
Yeah, she was a bit younger, like she said.
Yeah. 23 years ago.
Why did I move at that time? Why didn't I wait, or why didn't I go for the elder sisters?
Okay.
You see, marriage is not about
Age.
age; it's about maturity. You know, it just dawned on me then. I knew I was not just in age. In age, I was just 28. So I wasn't in a hurry actually. So I took that step because looking at all my friends, everybody was getting engaged. So me too, I wanted to get engaged. It was like the in thing. And thank God for God, a few days into that initial step I took, God opened my eyes and showed me the person I was interested in. It was a very horrible revelation. So I ran for my life. I said, God, thank you. So I just keep thanking God that I didn't make that mistake. But you know that why thanking God in that mistake, that I didn't make that mistake, was when I now saw her picture. Meanwhile, I was already a familiar stranger, let me call familiar stranger to the family. I visited the house several times before then. And I never talked to her because I just feel she's not the one I'm looking for. So I was waiting with the other sisters. But that night, I now saw her. I was like, God, what's this? See, that's your wife. I said, my wife? Wow. Just like that. So I asked questions. I didn't just more ask God. I said, she's in school. You are saying she's your wife. So how do I connect this? How do I? God said, I heard the voice clearly say, I will help you.
Wow.
I just heard it clearly say, I will help you. So immediately I heard that, I knew who had spoken. So I left it. We courted for about 4 years.
About 4 years.
There was no
Okay.
mistake, there was no error.
Okay, so
The-
what was
the help of God,
what was
yes.
courtship like? We'll talk about it after the break. Yes. All right. So we're going on a break. When we return, we'll continue with this amazing couple. I'm really loving your story, to be frank with you. Okay. So after the break, we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in and joining us, the program is Counting the Years in Love, and we're discussing with an amazing couple in the studio. All right, so before the break, I asked her, you said you courted for 4 years.
Yeah.
So what was the period of courtship like? 4 years is a very long time.
Yeah.
That is long enough to see anybody's character, no matter how you try to pretend. A lot of people say you can never know anybody, no matter even if you court them for 20 years, for 10 years, you can never know it all. And some people court for six months, 1 year, and they get married. 4 years. So what was it like during this period?
Well, like I said earlier, I heard clearly. God say, I will help you. Even me as a young man, I've lived my life, before I met Christ. So, after about 4 years in the faith, now you are getting engaged to somebody. The first thing that will come to my mind, or to anybody's mind, will be, you want to continue from where you stop? And all that. So I said, no, but I made up my mind that I was going to stay pure, I was going to stand by the word of God until I get married. I was telling God, it's like argument. I was like, you are saying this, your wife. She's still in school. So how am I going to be able to engage to somebody, stay 4 years before?
And not in
I
the apple.
said, no, I don't think I can. So this was going on in my head, and I heard the voice, I will help you. And he did help me, because from that 4 years, I will use the word, there was no cause for, there is nothing I regret today within that 4 years, because there was no mistake along the line, there was no error along the line. It was like, every time that thought comes, God always have a way of dealing with it. So I was a child, I was in control. Yeah, though she comes, those days you can't even tell your anybody you want to get married. First of all, your pastor must know.
Yeah,
So
the church setting there.
Yes,
yeah.
I took her out from a place where she was.
Okay.
She's a born Catholic. So I have to first of all pull her out from there and introduce her to the Pentecostal church, very close to her house.
Okay.
That was, in itself, was a battle. The family never took it kindly, but we were always praying together. Every time I said, don't worry, we'll overcome it. Eventually,
It happened.
it was easy.
Congratulations. Okay, so when did you finally propose? How did you go about it? How was it? How did you find her ring size? Did you ask someone? Did you steal her ring? Did you jokingly ask her? How did you go about it?
No. You, if you agree with me, you know 23 years is not 23 days.
Okay,
It's a long time.
very true.
Now, the world, or everybody, they seems to follow a trend at a particular time.
Okay,
At that time, proposing with ring was not the in thing.
okay,
It wasn't the in thing.
Okay.
So the proposal can be done anywhere, can be done anyhow.
okay,
You understand? So putting the ring nearly down before the girl was not.
okay. You just come to the
was
wedding
not something.
day
Yeah.
and-
So we discussed, we agreed. Now you have said yes. Well, we praise God. We do it. So we celebrated that. But for the rings we used for the wedding,
Yeah.
everything we did it together. So it's like today we are going for shopping for the ring. Let's go together. So that was it.
Today's world, we want to make everything, very, very different from what it used to be like before. There has to be a lot of drama, glamour, and everything.
Yes.
So we have to do it the way, I relate with your story.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
Okay, so it was just a normal conversation. You went to get the rings and you presented it at the wedding.
You get a gift when somebody has accepted. I've agreed to just buy something that she likes. She just buy the thing.
Okay, so what was your first major crisis? And when did it happen? How many years into your marriage?
I think I will have to speak.
Yes.
Let
Women
us
really
say
have,
something.
they
No,
can
men
recount.
have short memories.
First major crisis. I think that should be 8 years.
Into the marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
We are trusting. No, first challenge I actually had with him, I discovered that he doesn't know how to save. He goes to work and he comes. I met his junior once, living with him. Then he comes, and then the whole money, he's self-employed.
Okay.
So right from time, he keeps the money. This one will come, that one will come. One day I say, okay, we can't plan family like this. All the money, you just keep it there, you spend it. And sometimes it will be so dry that even to get one meal, you want to be challenged. I said, we can't continue like this.
Right.
Let's have something that will be falling back to. So he agreed. He will, okay, take, go and keep. He will give me, he doesn't even know
What he gives to you.
what he gives me. So I go to the bank, I go and drop it. I used to have an account I opened when I was a student. When my bank, I go and drop it there. So then a day came and he said, I just saw a car now. I'm looking for somebody to borrow me money. Looking for somebody to borrow me money. I looked at him and said, hey, car. Our level has not gotten to level of car. Let's speak. No. We argued. So later I was saying, honestly, let's pray. I want us to pray. I want to go and ask some people. That's why I'm at home now. Let's pray. Let's trust God that by the time I confront them, my customers, they can lend me the money, I'll work and all that. So I said, how much? He told me, and I have that money.
Wow.
So I told him, I said, the money I have is to buy land. It's not to buy car. So if it is not land, I am not interested. I will join you to pray. Then you go and meet your customers. And they will borrow you money. And then you'll be paying. But this one that I have saved is to buy a land. So he now promised me something. He said, don't worry. Give me the money. So he was surprised that he had that up to that amount.
Really surprised.
Wow.
He was really surprised that he had up to that amount. He said, borrow me. Let me go and use it to buy the car. Then I promise you, I'll save another one. Then we'll buy the land. So we bought the land. He did that. I gave him the money. After so much pressure, because I was bent that, I said no. Because I didn't want to trust him that he will give me those money back. Because I didn't know that he has that amount of money. So he told me, he's going to, that now I'm encouraging him to save more. That he's going to save more, I should not worry. So I gave him the money and he went to buy the car. So he actually received our bought the land. Wow. So there was a time we wanted to deck the house. He worked for somebody for a long time. And that was the real first crisis we actually had. And the man, for almost a year, did not pay. So we have been trusting God for that money. And then one day he just came in, see the check, he has paid. I said, thank God. Oh. I remember it was like September of a particular year. So, and he said, I'm going to pay in the check now. And that was all I knew about the check. Let's go and deck the house. Where is the money? Did the check bounce? I say, God.
Definitely, all hell will let loose. For a woman like you, Manu.
I asked, this man did not declare a party. He didn't buy new clothes. He didn't do new things. So one day,
what happened to the money?
What happened to the money? Then he now asked me one question. He said, did you see me give their parlor? Did you see me carrying women? Why are you asking what happened to the money? He could not tell me what happened to the money. I tried to ask, I nagged. That is not in my nature. I did everything, but when I discovered that he wasn't owning up, so I left the matter. But behold, after about 5 years, I knew what happened to the money.
Uncle, 5 years. You did not say, madam.
No. What happened is that over time, we've come to understand each other. There are some things, like God told Abraham, say, give me your Isaac. If Abraham has gone to Sarah, it will be very terrible. So I understand. No. I understand those principles. I know what she can handle. I know her emotional strength, If she got to know, and especially that I didn't use the money for myself. I gave it to somebody. So I know it's not going to be funny. So I knew. So I just keep pressurizing. I let it go. And she was able to go over it. But when she has forgotten to
That told her.
then
Wow. Well, I really want to say thank God for you, because for the kind of person that you are, being able to manage that, situation, I want to say kudos to you and thank God for more of His grace upon you. Okay, so that takes me to the next question. Who compromises more? There's usually a question I ask people, who is the better, who manages finance better? Of course, I don't need to ask that
This
question.
one you don't need to ask.
Of course, everything
It's written.
is written, so I don't need to ask that question. So who compromises more?
compromise more. Yeah,
You?
I do.
Really?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Madam?
She's strict.
She's
Very strict.
Whether to me, whether to the children,
Children,
she's strict.
she's
That's who
strict.
she is.
Okay. So when something goes wrong in the house and because compromising here now, not necessarily being strict, you could be strict, yet you could say, okay, for peace to reign, let me just let it go.
It's part of it.
Yes.
Yes, I answered. I gave you a complete
answer.
Yes, I compromise more.
So if he's not willing to compromise, you would just be there, like.
No. What I do is, if he does anything I don't like, I confront him with it.
Okay.
If sometimes he won't talk,
Yeah.
he won't say a word, by then the thing will switch.
Okay.
He that talks, he will not talk. I will now be the one talking. I will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. One word, he won't say a word. He won't say anything, just be quiet.
Wow.
And by the time I discover that it's quiet, I'll just tell myself, I've said my own. I'll let it go.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's my own way of dealing with pressure,
Okay.
tension. I just keep quiet. I process it again and again before I say anything, because I have to mind what I say at every point in time. We've never really, apart from these two issues she brought up, even then we didn't quarrel over it.
Okay.
Nobody knows. For 23 years,
Wow.
I never raised my hand to touch. I never say you are mine. I never say you are stupid.
Wow.
It has never, so it has been understanding. and
Made
all
in
that.
heaven indeed.
So quietness is my way of dealing with pressures like that.
All right, that's nice. Okay, so who is the better organizer? After the break, we'll talk on that. Stay with us. The program is counting the years in love. You're welcome back. If you're just tuning in and joining us, the program is Counting the Years in Love. And this couple here has been married for 23 years. Their story's been fascinating. All right, so you can just enjoy the last part if you're just joining us. And if you've been watching, kudos. Thank you so much for being part of the show today. All right, before the break, I asked who was the better organizer in the home. Who is the one that will always scatter things and the one that will always you know?
That one we don't debate that at all.
Yeah. So yeah,
She does.
she's a better organizer. You see. Yeah, no,
She
so,
does.
so because you are the man, you can always scatter.
Yes, my duty is to scatter.
Like seriously.
Just remove the shirt
And dump
drop
it.
it, and
Oh
just
my
go
God.
to the next
See
day,
the
pick a
irony-
new one. Just
See
remove
the
my
irony of
shoes
life.
and drop it.
We
So
had
by the
a
time I come back, the whole thing is set together. Like, who came in here and all that? So because
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? See the irony of life. We
she's
had a
a better
couple.
organizer.
The man is the better organizer. The white woman scatters. He's the one that will always arrange and organize. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so how did the coming of the children affect your marital relationship?
Has it really? Okay, first and foremost, when I was at the peak of my singlehood, if I'm permitted to use that word, I was already counseling married people.
Okay.
That's why I said maturity is not,
Age.
marriage is not about age, it's about maturity. So I was already counseling people who have been in marriage before I get into marriage. So the issues I dealt with while counseling, I can't imagine them repeating in my house. So I was prepared for it. We didn't pray for children before they started coming, but even when they started coming, they were never a challenge. Like till now, our children are fairly grown up.
I can imagine
Yeah.
23
Yeah.
years of marriage.
So the issue now is not just when they started coming, okay? The issue now is now that they are growing.
Okay.
You understand? They have their peculiarities, and you just have to handle them the same according to who they are. You understand? Don't say, oh, you are a boy, you treat them, you know. Even the boys among them, they are still distinct and different from each other. So we try to understand who this child is.
Okay.
And if there is anything about the child I don't understand, and I begin to react to the child the other way, and she calls my attention to it.
Okay.
Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? This is it's okay. Thank you for reminding
Well,
me.
I don't know if you have favorites amongst your children. What do you have to say about couple preferring a particular child? So that's my favorite child. And why do parents say that? Is it nice for you to say, okay, this is my favorite child?
Oh, say something first. I want to say something. Say something.
Okay, he's guilty of that.
He's guilty of that. Yes, and that's one favorite child. Yes, is
You make it so obvious that the rest of the children even
no.
look at it that
It's
one.
not good to
No,
make
no,
it
no.
obvious, but we can't
Deep
rule it
down.
out.
Okay.
You can't rule it out.
Okay.
There must be a favorite child. Like my daddy has one among our siblings, and we all know her. Then among my kids, I also know one that my husband.
Say your own.
So both of
I
you
have one.
favorites.
You have one. My own is not yours. So say your own.
It's nice.
So he has his favorites. So I will always tell him, please balance it up, because sometimes children, they tend to be jealous.
They does, definitely.
Because I was also a child. So I try to use my experience and the way I was brought up, I try to balance it with the way I treat my kids. So they tend to be jealous. So I try to balance, if I deal with you this way and I deal with this other person this way, sometimes I make it transparent, present of everybody. And I'll tell you, Oga, this is why I treat you this way. And you, this is why I treat you this way. Because they all have different minds.
Very true. But actually, for you to say one is actually your favorite, I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand something. Someone once said, when I had this one, the doors open, lots of blessings, lots of things happen. So that attachment is there. For some others, that's not the case. But they just discover that they are drawn to a particular child.
Yeah.
Yes. Why is that so? What's the one you're drawn to? What did you notice?
Like
the one you're also drawn to. You understand? Yeah.
Like my eldest son.
Yeah.
That is what he is accusing me of. He's a guy, but I can call him my PR.
Your
PR.
Oh, okay. All right.
PA.
Okay.
Or my PA.
All right.
He's a guy, but he does everything in the house. So I train him up. I can leave I can travel for 10 years.
And of
then
course,
he take care of his junior ones, and nothing will be missing. So I have that attachment. He understands me. So if I'm angry and he offends me and I deal with him anyhow, he doesn't take it as an offense. Instead, he turn back and say, "Mommy, I'm sorry.
Can I explain? That kind of a child.
Can I explain myself? This is what actually happened.
Right.
This is what actually happened." He's strengthening now. So that's one. There's this attachment.
Definitely.
My business I do is in school now. If he comes back from school today, tomorrow he resumes in my shop. So if he's around, he relieved me a lot.
Who won't be drawn to that kind of child?
So I'm attached to him. Even while he's in school, anything goes through in school, he calls me. So everything he's doing in school, I know. Even at home, if it's Mommy, why are you standing like this? What is it? I say, what is it?
To the point he understands your move.
Very well.
Please be attached to him. Anyways.
No, different things triggers that attachment.
That kind of attachment.
Just like you said. If you want to look at that as okay, I have one. When this one came in, things changed and all that, and so I don't work with that. I believe whatever you brought in to the family is a plus to what you met on the ground. Yes, the one she's referring to is my daughter.
Okay.
Last daughter.
I said what she's referring to.
She referred to last daughter. So she can ask for something, and I say I don't have. If that one come, I'll be.
We don't have time to talk about that
one. So let's not go into that. Maybe.
Anyways, we really don't have too much time. We're running out of time.
Yes.
All right. So if you were to turn the hand of time, what would you want to change in your marriage?
From the change the hand of time. What happens? Okay. There is something I realized. You can't do without your family, extended family.
Okay.
Father, mother, brothers, sisters, you can't do without them. They are part of you. You are part of them. But when you are married to them and you are not looking for another wife to marry, you are setting yourself up for a problem. Okay. So you must draw the line. Be very sincere, know your limit before bringing a third party from another culture, from another background into the family. If not, there will be a lot of crisis. So my attachment was to my immediate family. Okay. And by the time she came in, those who are enlightened among them, I tried to let them know after me is her, before my younger brother. So I bring her in between. And it didn't go down well with them at all. They didn't understand. So if I'm to say anything, that area was not very smooth navigating for me. But today I overcome it after a period of time. So I would want anybody that want to get married, or a young man, young woman, carry them along, but
with caution too.
With caution. So look at this area, look at this area. When they know you are divorcing them to be married to somebody, there will be crisis.
Wow, thank you so much. I really like that. All right, before we let you go, just advise people watching you, intending couples, married couples, say something to them. Madam, would you want to start?
Yes, let us start.
Okay.
Say something.
I want to advise young couple, married couple. One, the rule of the game here is just have to be patient. Tolerate each other. Know that nobody is perfect. Mistake will come, offense will come. Even before offense, make up your mind to forgive the other person. With that, the family will be one.
Great. Wow. Thank you. Sir, what about you?
Yes. For intending couples, young couples, even older couples, the life of a man does not consist of the things he possesses.
Okay.
If you build your marriage on things that are temporal, when those things are taken away, that your marriage is bound to shake. So when I got married, the pastor, her pastor, played a very major role, big role. I took her there and I said, "Sir, I want to get married." He said, "What do you do? You are a young evangelist. What do you do?" I said, "Sir, well, I'm an evangelist. I'm still hustling here and there." He said, "Do you have a room for yourself?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Do you have a cooking pot?" I said, "Yes." "Do you have a stove?" I said, "Yes." "So where is the key to your room?" He said, "Bring it out." I brought out the key to my room and said, this is the key. He said, now you are old enough to marry. Now, you can't be living with six boys were living in my house. And any girl that is actually looking for out for things, if you visit me, you won't say yes to any marriage proposal. But everything I was working for was for these people, thinking I would carry them out. But as time goes by, I discovered that they were never for me. They were on their own. You understand? So I told her, I said, I'm very rich. She said, where are the riches? I can't see anything. I said, you better open your eye. My riches are all in one sentence, which I'm about to make, the fear of God. I say, I fear God. That is all I had. That is my investment. He said, you don't mean it. So, okay, I love that you're God. So let's go. Wow. So the fear of God in the life of a person is enough for you to throw yourself into that person's side. Watch out for the level of fear. Look at the thermometer and gauge it.
Wow.
How do you fear God? What if you can assess that person in God? Even during that period of courtship, what you don't know about the person, God will begin to tell you.
Fear of God is large.
It's
very, very large. Thank you so much, sir. We really do appreciate it. So finally, before we let you go,
yes.
I would like you to sing to this beautiful woman. You've been married for 23 years.
That's
and of course, you just celebrated your 23rd year anniversary, wedding anniversary. So I think it would be a good one, for memory. Yeah. So sing something nice, serenade her.
I should sing a song.
It's balancing.
Of all my songs, which one should I sing?
Oh, you write songs?
Oh, I have a lot of them.
You do?
I have a lot of them.
Wow, that's good to do. All right, so let's hear one of those songs.
All right, so let me look at your face.
Please do.
If I have Jesus said in the other world, he said they don't marry. If the opportunity come again to marry again in the other world, not this one, I will never marry again here. I will still marry you. Okay? So, I love you more each day. I love you more each day.
Wow.
I love you more each passing day. I love you more and more each day.
Whoa. Whoa. This is original. This is original. I never knew we had an opera singer in the house. Thank you so much. We can never get enough of fun on the program Counting the Years in Love. It's been an amazing time with this wonderful couple here. Evangelist?
All of them.
Evangelist and Mrs. Sylvester Oniwona. I got that right?
Yeah, correct.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the program. God bless you. Really, you heard it all for yourself. I'm sure that's what you need to adjust in your marriage. You can borrow from theirs, and of course, I know it's going to work out for you, especially when you put God first. Thank you so much for being part of the show. God bless you. Till I come your way again next time, or till we come your way again next time, I want to say stay out of trouble, always be good. On behalf of the production team, we love you very much. God loves you more. I am E Wonder. Bye-bye.